It's 6:30. Good morning. It's one of the newest tolled bridges used by motorists in the Lower Mainland, but the Golden Ears Bridge is set to continue losing millions of dollars a year for TransLink. With more on why, Greg Harper is live in Maple Ridge. Greg?
Jody, we have a great view of the Golden Ears Bridge here this morning. For those that use the bridge that is tolled, traffic congestion rarely an issue, isn't this morning either. But the amount of money this bridge continues to lose, that is an issue, according to TransLink. TransLink reporting that the bridge is expected to continue to lose money up to $45 million a year and for the next few years. This is because fewer people are using the bridge than what was first projected. And this is despite a 2 to 3% increase of vehicles that are using the span. This new information coming from a TransLink update that was given to the Metro Vancouver Mayor's Council yesterday. The bridge cost $800 million to build. It opened in June of 2009. It replaced the Albion Ferry. This isn't going to help matters. Tolls went up. This was back in July. It's now $3 to cross the span. That's if you're registered and you have a transponder or a decal. It's $4.25 if you're not registered. And this is for the common vehicles. If you're driving a larger truck, it's more than that. Jody?
All right. Thank you very much. Greg Harper reporting live for us this morning from Maple Ridge. Metro Vancouver mayors say they should have been consulted before the Premier made the announcement of a new bridge to replace the George Massey Tunnel. They told the new Transport Minister the bridge should be part of an upcoming referendum. Todd Stone says the public has already been consulted and mayors should focus on the governance of TransLink and the referendum on how to fund the expansion of public transit. Local mayors say it's clear TransLink is in crisis mode and desperately needs new sources of funding as well as more transparent governance. Here's what Richmond's mayor had to say.
The province has mandated that the TransLink plans and the funding options should be put forward to a referendum, yet they just announced a $3 billion capital project without a referendum. So surely if that's what we require is that kind of overall level of vision, surely this new bridge should be put into that.
Even in the fall, Vancouver weather can still be pretty pleasant, at least during the day, but police are reminding you to keep your doors and windows locked. The warning comes after a rash of break-and-enters in the West End. Ground level and second-floor apartments are being targeted. The thief or thieves are getting in through unlocked windows and patio doors. Victims have had their computers, cell phones, and cash stolen. Police had this to say about their investigation.
It could be somebody new moving into the neighborhood. It could be somebody that's recently been released that has shown a propensity for break-ins in the past. And these are all things that we will be looking at. We'll look at offenders that have been released, as well as looking at any new potential residents or tenants in the neighborhood that could be causing some of these break-ins.
Police are asking residents to keep an eye on their buildings and neighbors' homes. The VPD is stepping up patrols in the West End in response to the break-ins. International news now. At least 3 people are dead and dozens are believed to be trapped after the collapse of a residential building in Mumbai, India. The 5-story building is thought to be home to the workers of a corporation and their families. Witnesses say the building was at least 35 years old and in dire need of repair. Around 20 people have been pulled from the rubble thus far. This is the 3rd deadly building collapse in Mumbai in the last 6 months. Struggling smartphone maker BlackBerry is reporting a second quarter net loss of almost $1 billion, with revenue plunging 49% over the 3-month period. BlackBerry blames dismal sales of its new smartphones. Last week, the Waterloo, Ontario-based company announced worldwide layoffs, slashing its global workforce by 40%. There are calls for a boycott of the world's leading pasta maker, Barilla. The company's CEO says Barilla would never show gay families in its advertising and would only use classic families where the woman plays a fundamental role. He says it's fine if homosexuals like Barilla pasta and the company's ads, but if not, they can eat another pasta. We've got some great news for space-starved urban gardeners. Meet the Tom Tato, the hybrid plant being launched in the UK, marketed as a veg plot in a pot. The plant produces tomatoes on the plant, while under the soil, white potatoes grow on the roots. The Tom Tato is not the result of genetic engineering. Each plant is individually hand-grafted, and since both tomatoes and potatoes are members of the nightshade family, they make compatible growth partners. Fascinating. All right, it is 6:36. Time to check in on your rush on this rainy morning. Michelle, how's it looking?